Hey everyone, we are live here to our Teach Better family, sharing again another featured speaker spotlight. We are so excited for our Teach Better conference that is happening October 14th and 15th this coming fall. And while the schedule is out, registration is open. We want to make sure that as you all feel like you are registering and grabbing that ticket, that you know what sessions are going to fill your learning experience. We are offering a live session to every single speaker that will be speaking at our Teach Better event. And today is one that I'm sure is very familiar to many, many people in our community. We love Debbie. She's been able to share so much with our community already and can't wait for her to continue to share her insight in October when we all come in person in Ohio. We'll be right back, but as a reminder, if you are looking for the schedule, if you're looking to purchase a registration ticket, if you're looking to connect with our speakers, all of that is available at teachbetterconference.com. We're back. Hey everyone, we are here to feature an incredible speaker, a part of our lineup for the Teach Better conference happening this October. Debbie, how you feeling?
I'm feeling really great. How are you?
I'm good. It's Monday. It's been a full day, and I feel like after our Teach Better retreat, we are all excited to talk conference because it's again how we're going to be together in person. So I'm so excited to highlight you as a speaker that's going to be a part of this incredible conference.
I am so excited about the conference. I can't wait. It's just going to be hard to determine what sessions I want to go to because there's so many amazing sessions there. So that's going to be the hardest part, is figuring out where to go.
That is the hardest part, but I will say not many conferences have their speaker lineup and full sessions available like 6 months before the event, and this schedule is wonderful. So for those of you that are interested in choosing your sessions, you can actually go in right now, and once you've scheduled your registration ticket and start booking what sessions you're going to go to. Hopefully these lives help. Debbie, for people who are tuning in right now and may not be connected to you already, do you mind sharing a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am a tech coach at an elementary school in Northern Virginia. I get the privilege of working every day with teachers and students in grades pre-K to 6, which gives me a wide variety of work of things that I can do within that. I'm just really, really lucky. I'm actually starting a new role this year where I'm going to be really focusing on my tech coaching role. So I'm super excited about that. I'm going to be part of a coaching team with our reading specialist and our intervention coach. And so I get to really work with teachers, do some co-teaching, really help them build their skills. And this is something that's really near and dear to my heart. I was an elementary school teacher for 17, 18 years before I became a tech coach. And I know how hard it is to be a teacher. And in the classroom, it's even harder now than when I was there. And so I really, really, really love the fact that I get to help teachers. And my job is just to make teachers' jobs a little easier by helping scaffold what tools will help them best meet their students and amplify their learning. So it's just, I love what I do. And I especially love this session that I'm presenting on, because this session was probably my biggest struggle when I became a tech coach. And it's become one of my biggest successes.
Debbie, I know you've shared your insight with the Teach Better community. Gosh, it feels like for years you're a part of our Edupreneur Mastermind. You've popped into Admin Mastermind. You're, part of our ambassadors. You're a blogger. I mean, there's so many different ways that you've been able to learn and also teach within this Teach Better family. With the session that you've selected, why are you so excited to share this specific message with our community?
Sure. Well, when I first became a tech coach, I guess 5 years ago, I thought I was going to just be working with teachers. I had no idea that originally that role was going to be teaching in the master schedule, as a specialist. And so I was teaching grades K to 6 specials for 30 minutes a week. Well, I had taught mostly 4th and 5th grade, so the older kids were no problem, but kindergarten was a totally different story. And I'll talk more about this in my session, but I felt like I was playing a giant game of whack-a-mole. I'd help one kid and another one would pop up. And I got really frustrated. And because I got so frustrated, some people are like, well, just have the computers ready for them. And I was like, I didn't really want to do that. So I began this journey to try to find ways to really empower my students and really promote their agency. And this session is all about that. And I joke that when I did this session, maybe 2, 3 years ago at the beginning of the pandemic, I have maybe about a third of the content I have now. Over the last few years, between doing my ISTE certification journey, which I'm still working on, I've really gotten a chance to do a lot of reflection, and I keep adding to this. So my guess is whatever I have now as I present will even be added to based on what I do in the first few months of school. It's all about really giving our students the tools so that they can really focus on creating and helping educators figure out what tech tools are really best to help our littles create, because a lot of time our littles get on the computer and they're consuming content. And yes, there is a benefit to consuming content, but we were having a discussion a few weeks ago with my leadership team about how our students aren't used to listening to books anymore from somebody reading them, because we've spent so much time teaching through slide deck and listening to stories through YouTube, and really focusing on how can we use this technology to really get our students creating, sharing their voices, really creating artifacts of learning. That's really what this session is about. And I really find that there aren't enough sessions where people focus on this. And this is good for littles, it's also good for bigger kids too. But my primary focus is getting those teachers of littles who might be afraid to try some of these things the tools that they can, so that they can continue that journey.
So I know there's a lot of different tidbits that you're going to be sharing in this session. Obviously, you just kind of noted the types of teachers you think this might be most attractive to, those educators that are teaching at the younger grade levels versus those teaching at the upper grade levels. And all of you can see Debbie's session description at teachbetterconference.com as you dive further into the speakers and sessions that will be facilitated. But Debbie, if I'm listening to this, maybe I'm sitting out on my back porch, enjoying the summer weather right now as I'm listening to this live. Maybe I'm like in the carpool lane picking up the kids from camp. But if I'm trying to evaluate, gosh, is this the session that I'm going to put on my schedule? How can I best evaluate if this is the right fit for me?
Well, it's funny because I did a session a couple of weeks ago and somebody was a high school teacher and came to my session and said she learned a lot. The goal is, do you want your students to really have agency? Are you constantly fielding questions with, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? If you're fielding those questions, then this is a great session for you. If you're not sure how to get your students creating and you want some guidance on how to figure that out, then this is also a great session for you. We really focus in this session on how to build our students' digital literacy. We feel that a lot of times that our students are digital natives, and there are some things they're really good at, but we also have things we need to teach them. And this session is going to focus on, how do you do that? How do you get your students so that they can take what they learn in one program and transfer it over to another, so that they can use tools as creation devices, but, and really show their knowledge. Our goal is not to give something that they can Google and find the answer. We really want to get them to those higher levels, as far as depth of knowledge. And so the goal of this is to really give educators the tools that they need to do that. So if you're passionate about creation, if you're passionate about getting your kids to take some of that ownership, this is really good. But if you work especially in those little grades and you're just like, I know some of my teachers are like, all my kids do is things like STMath or Imagine Learning, and there's a lot, and which are valid programs, but there's a lot of consumption, or they're going on and they're listening to a story, and you want to get them creating. This session is going to give you a lot of really powerful tools. And even if the programs I share aren't programs that are approved in your district, it's going to help you have ideas on how you can take this and move forward. I'm hoping that I can kind of create, not just what I do, but almost like a movement where we all support each other. There's only a few of us in the field who really focus on the littles. And to me, if we can get our littles creating in kindergarten and first grade and second grade, imagine what they're then going to be able to do. We're really building those future ready skills in them early. A lot of times educators are afraid to let their young students collaborate. If you scaffold it, they can do it. They're afraid to give choice because they feel like their students might not be able to handle it. If we scaffold it, they can do it. And so let's get them to do all those things, so that way when they get into those upper grades, they have those skills. And then we can focus more heavily on, taking that content and ramping it up, because they'll already know those technology skills. And it's amazing in the last year or so what I've been able to see my students do when I stopped being afraid of what might happen and I started giving them the tools for what could happen. And that's a big difference of mindset. And it's really made a huge difference. And every day they amaze me. Like the collaboration's a great example. I started doing collaborative projects last year. I was a little nervous about it. When I asked my students what was their favorite activities this year, they all said it was the collaboration projects. So it's just so important. We have to get our kids. We spent so much time during the pandemic where kids were on computers that now there's this like perception that kids, shouldn't be on computers. It's about purposeful and intentional use of how we use those devices. So, we have to teach our kids how to use, how to do all these things, how to versus what not. And a lot of times we focus on this is what you shouldn't do. And that doesn't help our students become creators.
Debbie, I have been able to see you just do so much in the space of educating educators over the last few years. And I know that this is a passion of yours. And of course, you love working with students. And of course, you love working with teachers in your district. But I know you also share in this passion of spreading your knowledge and any insight that you've been able to collect over your experience thus far and sharing it with educators outside of your community. There's been a lot of professional development I know you've explored and everything in between. So tell me, for an educator that, seemingly is very connected and you have a lot of opportunity to share your voice, why was Teach Better the conference that you wanted to be a part of and be a featured speaker at?
Teach Better is my family. I do not know how else to say that. And I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Teach Better has taken me from the connections I had just made within my district to really helping me to learn so much about the educational community in general. During COVID, the admin mastermind was like a lifeline to me. I met so many amazing educators. I joke all the time that most of the people who read my book and wrote praise pieces, I met through the admin mastermind. And I met my publisher. My publishers connected to me through, the Teach Better team as well. I made all these connections and they've changed my life. Teach Better, every time there's a need, there's a lot of us in this edupreneur mastermind. That started off as, a clubhouse thing. Jeff rose to the challenge. Now I'm part of this group where we meet on Thursdays and we talk about, our side hustles and where we want to go next. That has been an invaluable resource. Blogging has been such an amazing experience. I'm wearing my Teach Better ambassador shirt. I can't think of one part of my life that Teach Better hasn't touched. And I can't think of anything I want to do more than share what I love with my family, that I love my Teach Better family, and then get to learn and be with everybody. I just I told my husband right away. He's like, well, which conferences are you going to? And I'm like, well, Teach Better is a definite. Like, there's no ands, ifs, or buts. Even before I knew I was presenting, I had gone ahead and registered for it because it was something I couldn't miss. And I just can't wait to get there and see everybody and learn from everybody and take these connections that have just been so powerful for me online and make them face-to-face. I got a chance to meet a few people that I connected with at ISTE last month. And it was just so wonderful to get that opportunity. All of a sudden, I'm walking in front of the convention center and I hear Debbie Tannenbaum and I look and it's Dave Schmittou, and I got to meet him and Cheryl and one of the other ambassadors. And I got to meet Jen, one of the people in our edupreneur group. Those things are invaluable. These people who I've never met in person have just become part of my life. And I just cannot wait to go and share and just be with everybody. I think that Teach Better's done a great job of making everybody feel like a family. And it seems so strange because when I first started, all I was doing some mastery chat. I'm doing a chat. And it went from that to this really rich feeling that you and the team have created.
Well, I appreciate Debbie. I know we're so excited to see our virtual friends in real life. And what I really, really value, Debbie, and you've always had this quality, it's something I really enjoy about getting to learn alongside you, is that you're excited to share, but you're also excited to be a learner. You're also excited to be a part of the networking experiences. That's something that is a really big core value for our Teach Better conference, is that people are not just coming to speak to educators and then they're headed back in their car and driving home. This is an immersive experience. We want you all to be there both days, Friday and Saturday. And we'll have 3 networking events. Thursday night, right before the event starts. We'll do a Friday night and a Saturday night. So it is going to be a full experience. And we're excited for our featured speakers as well as our attendees to really see themselves as learners throughout this process. So it's going to be so much fun.
I can't wait. It's like, oh, wait, like less than 3 months left.
So crazy. I know I want to encourage everyone here, whether you're catching this live or maybe after the fact, we are so excited to see you at the Teach Better conference. Again, the full schedule of what those 2 days look like, Friday and Saturday, everything from keynotes to featured speakers, every single session is over at teachbetterconference.com. So you can see what sessions you might want to be attending, add Debbie's to your lineup list. And then, Absolutely. Of course, you get your 2-day registration ticket over there as well. We encourage you to bring your teacher besties, your administrators. There's so many deals going on with how to get free tickets, and we have a ton of codes. Debbie is a featured speaker and has a code. So if you're looking to not pay full price, make sure you direct message Debbie on social media to get that code from her so you get a little bit of a discount, which I don't think anyone should pay full price. You have to go get a discount code.
I feel like there's a lot of discounts going around. Even just listening to the podcasts on the Teach Better Podcast Network, I'm like, if you're, there's
don't
so
pay
many
full
places
price
to get a discount.
I know. I sent out an email today. I was like, I will be disappointed if anybody pays full price. You need to make sure you get a discount code. So message Debbie, make sure you can get that. We encourage everybody to join us October 14th and 15th. Any final words of encouragement, Debbie, before we head into the rest of our Monday? And obviously we want to encourage our family to keep popping into these spotlights for our speakers as they plan their time moving forward.
Just that I feel like this is an opportunity, at least for me, it feels like a once in a lifetime opportunity. In 2019, I wasn't that connected with the team. I had just started to connect with the team. This is something that I feel like a lot of us have been like dreaming and wishing for since like we found out. When did you announce it? I just remember it was like 2 years in advance.
Oh yeah, we had our conference in 2019, November, and then we planned 2020 and canceled it. Right. We planned 2021 and canceled it, and now we're at 2022.
Right. I just know that like I applied for 2020 and then that got canceled. I just have a feeling this is just going to be such an amazing event. It's going to be one of those things that everyone who goes there is always going to remember. And I can't wait to share what I love. But I also, like you said, I love to learn. And I don't think that you could get a much higher caliber of people to learn from than the people at this conference.
So appreciate you, Debbie. So excited for you to be a featured speaker at this event. Please head over to teachbetterconference.com for all the details. And we will see you here in just about an hour for another speaker spotlight.
Yeah, actually,
to make sure you don't miss these. This is for every speaker at the event. We have offered this to. There's probably over 130 live streams we'll be doing to feature our speakers. You can see all that at teachbetter.com/events calendar. You can add that to your Google Calendar and get a little pop-up notification so you don't miss any opportunity for the team to be live. Thanks so much, friends. Happy Monday.
Have a great day.
So right now, I want to know if you're ready to teach better.
That's the whole mission of this weekend.
Just being here ready to learn and grow and come together like this is awesome.